We're here at the Epilog booth. I forgot your Tom. So Tom's a distributor for Epilog. He's going to show us a few things. I know a bunch of you think I'm crazy for wanting an Epilog over doing something else, but we're going to go over some of the key reasons why it's important. So I know you mentioned the warranty. Warranty's 2 years.
Cover to cover.
No exclusions.
No exclusions.
Another good thing is it's an RF tube versus a glass tube. Can you kind of explain that difference?
Yeah, it's ceramic poured metal sealed tube, so it's not a glass tube. It's air cooled. We don't need to use water or anything like that. They last a lot longer. 3 to 5 years is typical or more. And then Epilog makes these laser tubes. So instead of having to buy a new tube, you would just have us recharge it. How that works is you would call up and say, Tom, I've got some kind of issue. I'm losing power. One of our techs, we're going to look for dirty lens, dirty mirror, table out of level, out of alignment, something mechanical, right? And then at that point, we're going to put a power tester in it. And said, yeah, you had 80 watts. You're down to 22. What happens now? We overnight that tube. You give us that one back, pop that one in, and then you get a 2-year warranty on it. So if it lasted 5 years, and then you got a 2-year warranty, and let's say you had a 80 watt, you're about $1,800, $1,900. But you do get a 2-year warranty on it. So the most money you'd spend in 7 years, about $1,800, $1,900.
So every time you replace it, you get a new warranty.
It's not a new tube, it's a recharge. We'll take yours back, repair, regas, on to the next company.
But new warranty when it's recharged.
That's correct, 2 years.
One thing that I like about the Epilog is it's got the 0-0 corner, so it makes registration super easy. Why that's important to me is because I got the flatbed printer, wanting to be able to jig things up or do things. Making templates is super easy, but they all come with cameras now, right?
Yes, they do. And this is actually the Pro Series here, which is a live feed video back to your software. You can drag and drop the information on there. You can still do it the typical way where you lay out all your tags in Corel or Adobe and hit print. But this camera is excellent for odd-shaped items, or if you just want to be able to drag and drop.
So it's a live view, so if we lift the screen, it'll change the view.
We're going to see it change there. I'll probably see us here in a minute. The Pro Series also has one additional, which will be important for you, Darren. The Pro Series also has what we call as a fiducial hunter. It's another camera, the vision camera on there. It will hunt down, if you have a UV LED full color printer and you printed some dials, let's say on a sheet of acrylic, you can also print fiducials. Some people call them crop marks. That will come out and hunt down 2 to 3 different fiducials and then cut out all the dials out of there. So the Pro Series also has those.
So basically you can put registration marks on the print. Yep. It'll find those registration marks and then cut out based on that.
Do the cut on the inside of it, yep. On the Pro Series, you also have, sorry about that, you have the table drops down like that. So for easy palletizing, loading and unloading of it. Now this one happens to have 9 inches of Z-drop in it. Our largest machine is 12.5 inches. Some of the smaller ones are 7.
So this is a Pro Series laser.
Yep.
What's the lowest bed size versus wattage compared to what range of machines do you guys have as far as that goes?
So we have in the Pro Series, the smallest one we have is the 24 by 24. You can see this has the green glass. This one is a dual source with 2 separate passes. On this side over here is your fiber laser. And on the back side is where resides your CO2 laser.
So this does fiber and CO2.
That's correct. It's called a dual source. You could purchase this as just a fiber or just a CO2 or both.
So for me, I'm used to fibers being a galvo. Mm-hmm. So what's the benefit of having a fiber as a gantry?
Marking, just marking. You know, if you want to do stainless bare or raw metal, stainless steel, carbide, whatever, aluminum.
Got it.
So it's mainly for marking. It's not going to do any cutting. It has done some light cutting, like tracing and things like that.
And then
in here, you can see that we've sealed everything up. We now have bellows on both sides, so we don't get any of the contaminants in there. The gantry has been sealed on there, too.
Is it a different lens when it's gantry or when it's CO2 versus fiber, or is it the same lens?
They join together at that lens, so that's a common lens that'll work. The key is you've got to have different mirrors for them, or you lose 30% of your power.
Got it.
So they join together as a combiner at the head.
And then it's got built-in savings, so you can send jobs to the printer, repeat the jobs as many times as you need to, recall it as necessary.
Absolutely.
If you've got common jobs that you do all the time.
So it has 1 gigabyte of job storage on there, and that can be permanent job storage. So if you had a job that you ran every day, you'd save it on there. You can get a thumbnail sketch of it, and then you can just run that without having to turn on the computer. Throughout the day, if you did reach 1 gigabyte, which would be hard in this world, it would kick out the oldest job.
And then as far as like connectivity, USB, network, Wi-Fi, what's the connectivity like?
Yes, yes, and yes. We
Okay,
have USB,
everything.
we have networking, and we do have Wi-Fi enabled in here, so you can sit in your office and send a file out to the room.
So this is a
like.
Pro series.
That's correct.
The newest one you guys released has been the Maker series.
That's, yep.
I know that's a 30 and a 40 watt.
Mhm.
So where would someone, like, if someone wants to start with a Maker, like what's a good reason for starting with a Maker versus starting with a Pro? I know obviously price point is going to be one of those things, bed size is going to be one of those things, but what's something else that might help people make that determination?
It could be material. Maybe they're just doing anodized aluminum parts and they don't need a whole lot of wattage. It could be they're just, hey, we're just investigating this. We just want to get into a smaller one, and then maybe we'll buy a bigger one later when we know this is proved out. Maybe, you know, it's capable, Rotary capable. So we just do beer mugs. Or we just do mugs.
And all of them are Rotary capable, right?
That's correct.
Do you have a Rotary that you can show us?
Sure.
Not necessarily on a machine, but just somewhere we can see it?
Right over here.
Before we show you the Epilog Rotary attachment, just a quick shout out to firesprint.com for sponsoring this portion of the video. They are a great wholesale, trade-only vendor that sells signs, banners, and so much more. So make sure you check them out to save 10% off your first order. Political season is just around the corner. They have their fast and free shipping. They do 1, 2, and 3 color screen printing. So make sure you check them out, firesprint.com.
Types of Rotary. This is called the rim style Rotary. And this one, you can slide it out. I'm going to put my glasses down before I break them. You can put longer items in there. So this slides all the way out. You turn the machine off, you plug this in, it takes over the Y, and then the head goes back and forth. And these are your drive wheels. These just roll with it. You could take this and slide it up. You can also, this just helps kind of clip down. And then you can use this to level it. See that? I just put a little bubble level on there when I do it. We also make what's called a 3-jaw chuck style. It'll fit in any of the machine that has a chuck on it, so you can chuck up tooling and things like that. So we have 2 different types there. We mentioned, you've been talking about the Pro, and we kind of went to the Maker, but in between we have the Edge series. Okay. So the main differences between the Edge and the Pro is the Edge is 120 inches a second, the Pro is 165 inches per second. The other thing is it does not have the fiducial hunter in there.
Got it. So it won't do registration marks. You got to go to the Pro to that.
That's correct.
So are those your 3 lines, the Maker, the Edge, and the Pro?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the Maker over here, which is available. It's a 24 by 12 system. And it is using, I'll just run this up. 24 by 12 system. It does use stepper motors, so it is a little slower. It runs 60 inches per second, but still it's fairly fast. If I pull up the job here, I'll just run it with this like this so you can kind of see how fast it is. And that is running, where's my speed and power on here? 55 speed? So it's not even running full speed.
So again, this is the entry level. This is the Maker.
Yep.
It comes in a 30 and a 40 watt.
Correct.
And you've got the Edge.
Yep.
What wattage is available in the Edge?
The Edge, you can either get a 24 by 12 like this. It's available in 30, 40, 50, and 60 watts. We then make what is called the Edge 24, and that one is in 50 and 60, I believe. I'll have to look on my
Does
list
the Edge come in a dual configuration or just the
only
Pro?
the Pro.
Okay.
Only the Pro. And then we have a 36 by 24 Edge also. And that one's available, I believe, in 60 and 80 watts.
Okay.
Yep. They're all joystick controlled. So if you need to move around. You can go to wherever you want. I can start from wherever I want if I need to. We also have this feature, which is kind of nice. Now it's going to do the whole thing, but see the red dot? That's telling me exactly where it's going to engrave.
So let's say you're running a job, something happens, power blip, turns off, whatever. Can you start the job again from whatever spot you want? Like, can you go to a certain spot within the job and start running it again?
No, but what I could do is just say I wanted to just rerun that one on when I go in there, my Corel draw. I would just select that one and tell it to rerun that one.
Okay. Yeah. And then as far as like this, like it has that 0-0, which again is one of the selling points for me.
Correct.
Are there different beds, like different configurations? Like this is a honeycomb bed. You have a blade bed. You have different attachments. Are there mounting points? Like as far as like being able to do jigs and stuff.
Well, you can make your own jigs with it. There's also a solid flat plate if you didn't want to, maybe scratch your expensive acrylic piece. You could put that metal bed in there too.
Okay.
So that's an option for it. And then the rotaries, we talked about those. In the pros, we do have in some of the bigger ones, you can get the slat type bed or the vector type table.
Is the rotary the same for all three machines?
Yes. Yep. Well, I'm sorry, no, wait. This one is different because it uses stepper motors.
Okay.
But the other ones will fit in all the other ones. Yeah. It's just the motors are different on there.
So this seems like a clear explanation to me. Anything else that you think people should know or want to know about just any of the three style of machines or Epilog in general?
I'm trying to think. The main thing is some of the software suites, and I don't remember if we talked about this, but did we go over that the DPIs can be changed?
No, we didn't.
You and I? Still the presets in here. We'll shut that so you don't have to look at us. But there's different presets in here. It might be hard to see on here.
So basically, we go from Illustrator, Corel, whatever.
That's
we
correct.
push print. It brings this up.
Correct.
And this is where we can set those presets.
Correct. So this happens to be my engrave or my raster, what I want for speed and power. You come in here and there are presets. You just find your material. Sorry, I'm not very good with operating the mouse on this. So here's just a partial list of all the stuff, and you can add to this as you want. So anyway, this is leather, right? So I find my leather, wherever that is. There it is. And I would click on that, and then that would give me a preset over here. So I'm going to cancel that. But I can play with this leather and say, you know what, I don't like 500 DPI. And if you notice the time, it said to do all those is 2 minutes and 27 seconds. But maybe I played with this material, and I figured out that 368 DPI is perfect. And you notice how the time dropped on there. So, and then I could resave that, or I could start my own directory of saving things. So not only is it servos or the machine's faster, but I can also make it even faster by changing or lowering the DPI. Now I may want to change my power a little bit or speed, but that's something I'd play with and save my settings.
And you were saying something about a job manager where you could then save this,
yes.
Like if it was a used file all the time.
Yep. And not only can I save them on there, I think we addressed that, but I can go into our job manager here. Where are you? Should probably go. I think if they got, we have to go to another computer. I don't think they got it up and running here.
That's all right. We can just talk about
it. Well, the job manager is where it not only will save your files, so if you're using Adobe Illustrator or Corel Draw, it would save the Corel or the Adobe file, but also the settings you use for that. So in this job manager, you can go in and set up directories. Say, okay, I want to put all my jobs that I do for ABC company in this directory, so all your operators are on the same speed and power, and they don't have to remember what it is.
And can one computer run multiple machines?
Absolutely. So you just throw it on the network.
And then
so you can put a hub in there.
So as long as it's on the network, one machine can run all the machines.
Yes.
And can they run simultaneously?
You bet.
Okay.
Yep.
Because really, basically, the machine is doing all the computing once it has the file.
That's correct. Yep. So I could send 4 different machines, all doing different things. As long as I can manage running all 4 machines, they can all run all day.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
You bet.
Hopefully that answers everyone's questions. Again, big reason for me is I like the registration. But now that I know about the Pro Series, I might have to spend a little bit more money. And I like that registration dot. So Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.